You wouldn't leave a gun lying in the road, but with scooters being used as weapons in central London, we all have a responsibility to secure them. Violent robberies, attacks and even murders are being carried out on mopeds and scooters, with Metropolitan Police declaring scooter-enabled crime to be a public safety issue. And while the police are dealing with these awful incidents, resources being taken away from being able to tackle the thefts of the scooters and bikes in the first place. Bike Social has already reviewed heavy-duty chains and locks, and you can find those reviews on our website, bikesocial.co.uk. But here we're looking at more lightweight security, something you can easily carry around on a scooter every day. I'm here at Wheels Motorcycles in Peterborough with a selection of scooters to give you an idea of what kind of kit you could use and how to use it. A large portion of these scooters are taken by teenagers with no tools, so any security is going to give you a much better chance of hanging onto your bike. So first, a cover. Surprisingly, this is a really effective bit of security kit. Now, the crooks don't know what's under here, and they don't know what security it's got. So having to lift the cover up and have a nose around is another layer they don't want to get involved in. They want to get in, nick it, and get out as quick as they can. We're not talking about protecting your Panigale outside your house every night. They will eventually start having a look. But day-to-day use, this really is a very good deterrent. So for the security that's under the cover, we've got a grip lock here, really clean and simple to use. It just goes around the handlebar, pulls on the brake lever, keeps front brake pulled, lock it. Dead simple. Great thing with this is, if you're commuting in a suit or something, keep nice and clean, you've not got to mess around on the ground. But just bear in mind that these can be defeated quite easily with very basic tools. Next, we've got cable locks. These are really easy to keep clean. This vinyl outer means you can wipe them down if they start getting a bit grubby. And of course, they can be used to help prevent your machine being pushed away, and they can be used to tie it to something solid like a ground anchor or a bit of street furniture. Useful bit of kit, but bear in mind that given time, they can be cut through with hand tools sometimes, in some cases, not all of them. And the way these are made is a steel cable with an armoured steel outer, but because of the lack of material compared to, say, a chain, a angle grinder will get through them pretty quickly. Next, we've got disc locks. Now, these have been used for a long time on motorcycles, but on a scooter, sometimes you don't have much of a gap to get the large pins that disc locks can use. So you can get some that are made specifically for scooters. Now, there's a smaller pin, and that passes through these vent holes. So, just open it up, pop it on, snap it into place. And that's it. Now, this one's alarmed as well. So not only does it give you a reminder that it's fitted, there we go. Not only does it give you a reminder that it's fitted, so you don't ride off and potentially fall off or cause some damage, anybody attacking the bike, they get this very loud warning. Starts up. That's enough of that. Now, if your scooter's got larger gaps like this in the disc, you can use a more versatile and bigger, heavier duty disc lock. Now here we've got a mini ULock type, but you might be able to use one with larger pins, but just check how they fit against the wheel. So this one, you just undo it, pop it through the gap, slide it on, done. It's a really good heavy duty lock, this. But the great thing of this one is, although you can get these on their own or different types of lock like this one's part of this bike track package. This comes with a pair of gloves, keep your hands clean, and among other things, a chain. Now, obviously if you've got a scooter, you should be able to put it in your boot, the lock, but if you haven't got any space, this comes with a large strap. You can strap this to the rear seat, so there's no excuse not to have this with you all the time. Now, a great tip here is to use this lock, pop it through the disc like this, and then pop the chain on. So you chain this, obviously you're chaining this to something heavy, pop on the base, and that's done. So you've got that chain to something. Now, the weakest point of attack really of any security kit like this is typically the chain. It's going to be slightly easier to cut through. It's still going to take a lot of work for a crook to get through this, but if they cut through this chain, they still can't push your machine away because the disc lock's on it. So they've still got to cut through this as well, or they've got to attack this in the first place, which is going to take longer. So really good idea, this, not too expensive, good level of security from this. Next up, we've got ULocks. Really solid bits of kit these can be. Obviously used by cyclists quite a lot to chain the frame of their bike to a fence or something like that. Can't really do that on a scooter or motorcycle unless you've got a trellis frame. You might be able to get the right angle, but still, these have got extremely, well, they can have extremely thick shackles, really good solid bits of kit, very strong bodies. You can use this on a scooter or motorcycle by passing it through the spokes of the wheel, locking it on. That obviously helps prevent the machine being pushed away. Or another way you can get even more secure, really stop it getting moved, is by passing it around the fork leg, right through, locking it on the other side. Now, one thing to bear in mind with ULocks is, and this isn't a common attack, but it is possible to get a hydraulic jack about the size of your fist in there and expand it. So whenever you fit a ULock, make sure there's no space that you could kind of get your fist into. Now you can buy ULocks in different lengths. Pragmatists who make this one, very good option. You can buy different length shackles separately. So you can buy one lock to the size to suit your machine, and then if you buy something else that you need a longer one, buy a longer shackle. If you need a shorter shackle, buy a short one. But always use the shortest shackle you possibly can. Something else that's great about using a ULock, just like the small ULock type disc lock we just looked at, you could use it with a chain. So we're going to attach this to the bike, fit the chain to it. Now this is what's called a noose chain. You can of course use it two ends secured to the chain, to the lock like that, or you can pass one end through, put that around your lamppost, ground anchor or whatever, attach that to the shackle. You've got lots of length there and you've got the same advantage. You've got the ULock stopping the machine being pushed away. That's still got to be cut through if they're going to push it away. You've also got this securing it to something, so if they do go in there with a van, which isn't that likely in central London, but if they do go in there with a van, they can't pick it up either because it's chained to something. So really good, versatile bit of kit there. Definitely good value for money. And still looking at chains, this is an Abbas all-in-one piece of kit. It's a chain with the lock body built onto it. So dead simple to use. Of course, you can just throw this in the boot, lock it around your wheel or chassis or swing arm or forks. That can help prevent it being pushed away, or of course you can tie it to something. Really good idea. Now one thing to bear in mind with chains is they can be slightly more susceptible to attack if they're left dangling around the ground. So it's a good idea, if you can, to keep them off the ground. Now on this one, you could simply wrap it around the wheel a few times, or maybe wrap it around the forks. One thing to look at sometimes is a long link chain, like this Pragmatis. Now if you take the holder off the sleeve, slide the sleeve down, you can expose part of the chain and then pass the link through where you want to, put your lock on there, and then you only get the length of chain you need. So you've got a bit dangling there, but it doesn't matter if the thief attacks that. Here you've got it off the ground, really secure. So there's a lot to have a think about there. Plenty of different security methods. All you've got to do is decide which one you want to use. Okay, so once you've decided what lock you want to use and what's suitable for your scooter or moped or even motorcycle, once you've done that, I really urge you to have a look at the reviews on bikesocial.co.uk. Have a look through there and you'll see how each one performs. Now, we have said that most of these are for preventing the theft done by crooks, teenagers who've got no tools. But if you spend your money wisely, you are going to be buying something that has got that bit more protection. If they do start using tools, choose wisely, spend your money well, and you've got some good protection there. Now, for these tests, we used what is being typically used by thieves now. Everything from simple cable cutters, through a lump hammer, pry bars, and we start getting into a sledgehammer. We're using an anvil with that. Now, this isn't that much of a common attack, but you need a lot of space and you need to be pretty good with a sledgehammer. It's hard work. And I know not everybody's going to carry an anvil around with them. This is a bit of a railway track, but you could use the edge of the curb or another sledgehammer head. From there, we're looking at large 42-inch bolt croppers and of course the angle grinder. Now we use a mains angle grinder for consistency in the testing. A mains angle grinder is faster than a battery powered one. It's also got more torque. You could use a battery up with the bigger locks. In this kind of stuff, not so much, but really, social media would have you believe that an angle grinder is used all the time. It's not. They're the videos that get shared. To use one of these, a crook is going equipped. If the police catch them, it's a lot easier to do them. And also, if they are willing to threaten bystanders, that is a robbery, not a simple theft. These are crimes that aren't as common, and remember, most of these scooters getting taken are being taken by crooks with no tools. Use some security. So where am I telling people how to steal things with these tests? I've been asked, and I don't believe I am. I believe that by equipping you with the knowledge of how crooks are attacking these locks, you can stop them being, these weaknesses, the potential weaknesses in each lock, you can stop them being exploited by the crooks. It's giving you that power. So I just urge you to choose the right lock, read the reviews, buy the lock that suits you, then use it every day.